Hey man, this is my first attempt at doing the Chronicles. Not Chronicles, but 40 Days of Enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? The videos and stuff like that. Just see what it look like with me saying what I'm saying while I'm driving. Because sometimes I do a lot of driving, so I might as well get it done. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, good evening to Allah. Good evening to the angels. Good evening to the spirits that dwell in my presence. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all with Jannah al-Firdausi. Peace in this life and the next one. I mean, I'm gonna debunk a myth for you. I'm gonna debunk something from you real quick. It's a myth, right? Multitasking is a myth. Look, I'm gonna step on some motherfucking toes today. You know what? I'm stepping on motherfucking toes today, man. Listen. Multitasking is a myth. Yes, sir. There is no such thing as multitasking. You feel me? Hey, listen, you can't do two things at one time. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay, I'm breathing and talking, right? I'm breathing and talking to you. I'm driving and talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Talking to the world and driving, right? That's not considered multitasking. You know what I mean? Because this is all one task. My hand is on the wheel. I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? It's not a multitask. It's not two separate things. You know what I'm saying? I'm driving right now while I'm talking. You understand what I'm saying? But some of y'all might consider that multitasking. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what the word is or what the which tasks are identified as the ones that can't be in the multi. You feel me? There are certain tasks that can't be considered multi. They're called task switching, right? For example, if you're on the phone talking to me while you're writing your thesis, right? Or if you're on the phone talking to me while you're watching while you're watching TV, like cognitively though, not just listening to the TV, right? Because you can just listen to the TV and talk to me. Like you can hear it every now and then, but you still couldn't hear it clearly if you're listening to me and the TV at the same time and talking to me at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? So there are certain tasks, and them real smart motherfuckers can tell you, I'm a layman. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I might sound all spiffy and shit when I get to talking that tabernacle, right? But I'm a layman. I'm a layman. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, the point I'm trying to make to you is there are some tasks and some things that require all of your attention or more of your attention than you're giving it, right? So if you're giving all of you or a whole bunch of you to a whole bunch of shit and you wondering why you ain't getting shit done. Why you ain't getting shit done? Because you're doing a whole bunch of shit. You are getting shit done. You're getting a little bit of a whole bunch of shit done. You're getting a little bit of a whole bunch of shit done. You're getting 60% of 9 different tasks. You're getting 60% of it done. But that's what you're doing. So you're getting shit done. You know what I'm saying? You're getting it done. That's what you're doing. Right? So, what I'm trying to tell to you people, some of you people out there are certain tasks that you need to do, and it requires 100% of your attention. It requires 100% of your attention, man. I mean, that's just it. You know what I'm saying? I know it may make you feel like you cool, because we grew up, you know what I mean, thinking about being multitasking and doing a whole bunch of shit at one time and all that. We grew up with that shit being cool, you know what I'm saying? But listen, we talking about business now. We ain't just talking about being a worker and just being able to do a couple things at one time and working. You know what I mean? We talking about running businesses. You know what I'm saying? We talking about like actually building projects from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about like buying houses, renovating the houses, getting the administration in there so they could inspect the houses, getting the fire marshals to come in so they can inspect the houses. You understand what I'm saying? Getting the county to come in so they can inspect the houses. You know what I'm saying? Putting job descriptions out there on the website and getting traffic to come in so we can hire people to work at these houses that's being inspected. You understand what I'm saying? That kind of shit takes a lot of your attention, man. That's why, and you know who I'm talking to, that's why the tedious stuff that you say you don't like doing, that's the tedious shit is the task that it requires to complete the project. You understand what I'm saying? If you think about a project that you want to get done, there's tasks to do that. If you have a goal, right? If you have a goal, right? There are some other tasks and short-term goals to get to that long-term goal. And if there's a short-term goal to do that you want to get to, there's a to-do list. You understand what I'm saying? If there's a vision, if there's something that you need to do, there is a list of shit you got to get done. No bullshit. That's just the way it is, right? So if this is what your task is going to be, whatever it is, you understand what I'm saying? Whatever your goal is, whatever the project is, whatever that is, right? If you by yourself and or if you are the only one right now doing the project, right? It's it coming to fruition, it getting done, its success depends on you. Depends on how much effort you put into that project, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have 4 or 5 projects out there, first of all, let me say this. This is why they have project managers. The project manager is not the CEO of the company. You understand what I'm saying? The dude who runs Clark Construction, he's not a project manager. He's not a foreman. You feel me? He's not a foreman or a team leader or a project manager. You understand what I'm saying? But guess what? He has he is the organizer, or he is the one with the project, right? So guess what? He has the project. The project could be building this big ass building, right? Okay, Clark Construction, we're gonna build this big ass building, right? And guess what he has to do? He has to hire people, Mr. Clark or Mrs. Clark or whoever the Clarks is. You know what I mean? The Mr. Clark probably did, but if he is or if he isn't, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? But the metaphor and the point I'm trying to make to you is the person, the big motherfucker in charge, or the big thing, the big person, right? The person who owns the shit, more than likely, if it's a really, really, really big ass project, he or she has to hire other people to manage and do those tasks unless he's going to do them. If Mr. Clark or whoever owns Clark Construction, right? If he didn't hire a project manager, he would have to be the project manager. If the project manager, if he didn't hire a project manager who hired the foreman, you know what I'm saying, to get the crew together, to move the shit around and get the shit done, then Mr. CEO of Clark will have to be the CEO, the project manager, and the foreman. You understand what I'm saying? And why do all these people exist? Because there are other tasks that need to be done for the big ass building to get did. You feel me? So you can't have all of your project managers, or no, all of your foremans. You can't have one foreman looking after 17 projects. You have one foreman per project. And depending on how big it is, depending on what, you know what I'm saying, whatever the whoop-de-woo is, you may have to have 2 foremans. Or you might need 2 project managers. But the point I'm trying to make is the one project manager, guess what his job is? To manage one project. That's what his job is, to manage that one project. And the foreman, you know what his job is? To manage this one crew of people that's on that one project. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the same thing on a smaller level. On a smaller level. You know what I'm saying? If you were up and coming person, you got all these great ideas and all this stuff going on in your head. Listen, let's run with one idea. Let's run with one idea, get that motherfucker going, right? Get that motherfucker going, and then get somebody to manage that joint, and then you can just come back to that joint. Because the dude at Clark, he not gonna be sitting on that one project. They got big projects all over the country. You understand what I'm saying? So this one dude for Clark, he got to get multiple project managers and multiple foremen for multiple projects. You know what I'm saying? So you have to run your life just like a construction company. You know what I'm saying? You constructing shit, you building shit, you getting shit done. Guess what? You're gonna have to devote your time to the shit that you want to get done, or you gotta delegate your authority so somebody can manage it to make sure it gets done. If not, you're gonna have to take your time out to do it. There is no other way around it. Either you do it or you got to get somebody else to do it. Period. That's it. A loss. There is no other, you know what I'm saying? There is no other nothing. Either you do it or you get somebody else to do it. Right? So, you get one project going. You know what I'm saying? Now, back to the construction thing, right? You got the construction going on, right? You got the project, the people came, they said, hey, look, this is what we want to do. Now, these are people that's coming to Clark because Clark got to get it done, right? These people are the people who want to get it built. We ain't talking about them. Clark is doing something for somebody else. The people who want to get the building built, they not building the building. You know what I'm saying? The person who wants to build the building, the people who going to work in the building, they not building the building. You feel me? They got hired to work in the building after it got built. You feel me? So you see where everybody's role comes in at? You know what I'm saying? Now, if you are at the beginning, man, you know what I'm saying? You constructing this whole shit. So we got to get something going. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can have 17 ideas. Great. All right, let's take the one. Let's roll with the one. You know what I'm saying? As far as, now, I'm definitely not saying let's don't, do something for all of these projects, right? Or let's neglect any of these ideas. That is not, you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, if we got 17 ideas, let's look at the one that we can get up and run in the fastest. And or the one with the least amount of capital, or the one with the one that doesn't require, or the one that requires less attention, or the least attention, the least amount of money, the least effort. You understand what I'm saying? That way, if this project is here, boom, it don't take that much to get that joint going. Let's get it going, right? And then when it gets going, then we'll come back to it and do what needs to be done after it's already getting going. Like, for example, Cumberland. Let's get the house. Let's buy the house. Get the people in there doing the construction and stuff, and then we can go somewhere else and do something else. Right? Then we can go and do something else. So we can focus all of our attention on whatever needs to be done in that house. Now, if there is nothing that we can do today for that project, then we can go spend our time on another project. You see what I'm saying? But we have to at least put a whole day on one project. That way we'll know what needs to be done, or what we need to do. You understand what I'm saying? Because that way we already know, and we write it down. We put it on the board. You know what I'm saying? We put the whole project on the board. We put what needs to do, who we need to call. You know what I'm saying? what contractor needs to come out there, if the electrician need to come out there at this day, you know what I'm saying, if we need to go up there on this date. We put all this shit that need to be done for that project, we write that shit down and we check it off as it gets done. And then we go to the next project. Because a lot of these joints, we just starting them up. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to get them off the ground. That's why not one has even got off the ground, really. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not giving enough attention to the one just to get it up. You know what I'm saying? When you get it up and running, then you can shift a little bit and come back to it. Or, like I said before, with the construction shit, you know what I'm saying? You can hire a person to just manage that. Or like you said, an assistant. You need an assistant, right? You know what I'm saying? But don't keep saying you need an assistant. Actually buy one. But guess what? Actually, hire one. But guess what? You're not hiring one because you don't need an assistant right now. Not officially. You need an assistant. You need an assistant to assist what's going on up in here right now. And you can't really hire nobody for that. But once you get the projects going, then you're going to really need an assistant or a project manager because shit will actually be getting done. You know what I'm saying? You need an assistant up here. And your assistant up here is to not do so much up here. You know what I'm saying? That way, you can actually hire your assistant to do this. All right, look, I got the buildings up in Cumberland. Already closed on the house in Cumberland. I just need you to manage whatever is going on in Cumberland. Whatever need to happen in Cumberland for whatever it is, that's you. I'm forwarding all the calls, all the emails, all the text messages to you because right now it's a construction project. You feel me? It'll be a construction project for a while. You know what I'm saying? First you got to buy the house. That's a process itself. And then it becomes a construction project because work needs to get done, right? So while the work is getting done for the house you already bought, you know what I'm saying? Now we can work on buying another house so we can get the next construction project done. You feel me? Because as of right now, these are construction projects that have not gotten to development stage yet or to the working stage yet or the framing and the building or the demolition stage yet because you ain't even bought a house yet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't closed on the house yet or accept the offer or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? We can just focus on all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like the assisted living class, that's cool. I'm glad you was able to do that. That was a smart thing because you know somebody got to have the manager joint done. So that's bad. You know what I mean? That's cool to do that. So you can focus on that. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the house, once the house gets closed and bought, you know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna have to go up there a little more often or have somebody up there, you know what I'm saying, to making sure them guys got what they need. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, you know what I'm saying? Fuck around and something might happen and they may need you to approve or disapprove or not approve or swipe or, you know what I'm saying? They may need some extra materials or the fireman may come out that motherfucker and say, hey, where's your permits to do this shit at? And then them niggas look like, you know what I'm saying? But somebody could be, I could be there or somebody else can be there with, you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, that shit, that's the stuff that needs to be done afterwards, you know what I'm saying? But there are some tasks, you know what I'm saying, for each thing to be completed. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that first. You got to do this, complete those tasks for that, and then go to the next. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see how this works, and I needed to get this out, you know what I mean, so I could do some material. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all with Jannah Afadawsit. Peace in his life in the next one. I mean, I need to go get a lighter or some matches. Allahu Akbar.